Right, so continuing on with Malachy Friedman's half guard knee shield defensive positions, defensive traps. So we've been playing our knee shield. We've been looking at different things Cathal wants to do to try and pass my half guard. Let's look at how do we get there. Say we're in Cathal's in mount. So say he's got mount on my bottom, we're here, perfect. Okay, so first thing, just your basic elbow knee escape. If we just move this way, bro, perfect. So first thing is, I gotta get his hands on the mat. Again, I don't want to be here and he's walked up to high mount, just walking your knees. If he does, I'll shoulder walk back. I want my elbows on the inside. Anytime I work the elbow knee escape, his knees are too heavy, I've got to get his hands on the mat. We can do that a variety of different ways. I can knee him in the butt. So as I shrimp onto my side, I don't want to be getting my back taken. Just sit up 1 second, bro. Say my elbow was more in his belly button. He can now use his body to smear this down. Just switch the technical mount, bro. See a T mount. Plant your right foot on the mat and turn sideways. Yes. And now he can use his arm to pass this around. So use your right to pass it underneath. Gets the gift wrap position. He can start to take my back from here. Let's take it back a step. Switch positions. You're on bottom. Say we are here. Just turn it this way, buddy. Perfect. Say we're here. Cathal lifts his hips and gets my hands on the mat. And then he starts to frame. So he's going to have his elbows on the inside and he'll make a grip and frame in my hip. Let's just say he frames on his elbows more here. I can easily just move up and start to take the back from this position. So what he's looking to do is when he gets my hands on the mat and makes a frame, he wants this elbow protruding. So in other words, it's level with my hip. So if I try to move the T-mount and move around his elbow, he can kind of keep me wedged. Switch positions back again. So keeping that, my right elbow, when I move onto my left side, your mount, bro. So I get him here, this elbow's everything. Okay, if I'm in too far, he can start to take my back. So that acts like a wedge. That's the first thing I'm thinking about. Once I'm there, I'm going to bring my left knee underneath. And then I cover his right leg with my right leg. Now I'm going to curl my heel back, and then I follow that with my second heel and I pinch. Notice the way I'm on my left side. I'm going to put my back on the mat and watch what happens to Cathal's right knee. As I turn flat onto my back, his knee comes off the mat again. He'll keep your hands on the mat, don't turn over. Notice the way there's a massive space here. So option one from here, if I'm in the deep half guard, is my right hand comes underneath and I just turn into deep half guard. Again, I'm not going down the pathway of what you can do from this position, but if you're familiar with deep half guard, you have lots of options from here. We'll keep it really, really simple. From here, I'll just put his right hip on the mat. So I make my grips, I turn, put his hip on the mat, and I'll just move into over-under style passing. Let's look at that again. So Cathal's got mount. I'll get his hands on the mat. I can grab his belt and just basically pull him. And now as I turn onto my right side, that's the detail, my right elbow, right, stays opposite his left hip. And then I just cover his right leg with my right. Now from there I pull my heel back, followed by my left heel, and I pinch. Notice the way I'm on my side. I'm just going to turn my hip. Notice the way massive space here. Option one is I'm going back onto my left side, but my right hand comes through and I just basically shrimp underneath it. Again, from here, you know, when I try to put his hip on the mat, he can really widen his hands so I actually can't put his hip on the mat. If that's the case, I'm coming out the back door and I can start to attack his back, would be another option. So that's if you're into deep half guard. Maybe you suck at deep half guard. we can come up for the single leg. Let's take a look at that. So he's in top position. Get his hands on the mat. Sometimes I can just lift my hips. Frames are everything. So I make my wedges. Left elbow's on the inside, and from there, left hand grabs my right hand. Notice the way now I turn onto my hip. Watch what I do with my left knee. Sometimes Cathal will be tucking his feet underneath my butt. Nice. So now, as I turn, I straighten my left leg and kind of wiggle it underneath. Okay. Right comes over, pushing with my elbow. And from there, I bring my right elbow back, my heel back, followed by my left, and then I pinch. So I'm on his lower leg. And now as I go flat onto my back, I've opened that space, massive space here. So option one was going to deep half guard. Option two is I can come up to my knees and just single leg him. Again, you'll be basing with your hands. So as I start to face him, I'm just basically coming up. Notice the way my right leg is still hooking his right leg. So now from there, as I come up, I'm pinching his leg between my legs. And from there, bosh, I can just put him down and start working passing strategies. Let's get another look at that. Just do it with your back to the mid. You can see what I'm doing with my feet. Let's go mount. Put his hands on the mat. Start working your basic elbow knee escape. Pinch. Turn from my left side to flat on my back. Notice the way a massive space. If I was going to deep half, I'd be going back the way I came. If I'm going to the single leg, I'm turning to face him. So I'm flat on my back, I'm turning onto my right side. Watch what I'm doing with my right leg. As I come up, I'm hooking. Okay? And as I drop my knees to the mat, I have his leg pinched between my legs. Again, there's a lot of things we could do from this position. I can grab the back of the collar and decide to take the back from that position. So lots of different options, but where does this fit into our deep half guard game? Okay, we can escape from mount bottom and go straight into being offensive. We're not just escaping and then getting into a scramble. We're actually escaping and getting into a dominant position, whether that is deep half guard or more offensively wrestling up to your knees and taking them down.